Why do some people just trigger the shit out of us? Why is it about people that when they do something, it causes a certain emotional reaction to our system? It could be anger, it could be disgust, it could be fear. It could be that moment where you felt like you were 5 years old and you kind of retrieved, right? Because that also is a trigger. What if I tell you that those people are only mirroring things that are already within you? That those triggers are only subconscious little hints of anger, disgust, and disapproval that are already within you. The reality is that there is something within you that is mirroring back their own behavior. Find out. Welcome back. This is Iris, your favorite millennial psychic and life coach, bringing you another dose of reality and self-awareness in very, very simple terms. If you haven't watched my latest video, I highly suggest you watch it. Today, I'm feeling so much better to film. Last week, I think is because of the rain. I get very, very sensitive and like almost kind of down when the rain just comes. And this is something that has been happening to me for the past year. I get like these weird headaches, and I just like my body feels very low whenever there's rain. So if you actually feel the same way, give me a shout out, because I don't want to be the only one that feels like this. This is something new to me. But I actually heard that this has a lot to do with my own awakening, because I wasn't this sensitive before, right? So now I am. And anyway, it's a good description of how it is to put yourself first and talking about the problems that we all go through without being selfish. Okay. Okay, so let's go on to today's topic. What I'm going to talk about today is one of the most helpful things when it comes to human interaction, and that is the mirror effect. The mirror effect comes from the acknowledgement that we are all one. We are all the same. We are all mirrors of one another. So one person is not different than the other. We're all mirroring back to each other parts of ourselves. At first, some people may not quite feel, they may not quite understand, you may not quite understand this whole concept, but the reality is that everybody is a mirror to you. Everybody always mirrors a certain part about you, right? And it's based on three things. People mirror either our qualities, our beliefs, or our actions. And most of the time we're not even aware, especially the things that we don't like about somebody else, the things that trigger us. And what is a trigger? A trigger is something that causes a certain emotional reaction. A trigger is something that causes a certain emotional reaction, and it's usually a reaction that takes us back to feeling scared, feeling hopeless, feeling angry, feeling disgust. And so that is what a trigger is. And when somebody triggers you, that means that they are triggering a part of you that doesn't feel approval. They are mirroring an aspect of yourself that you don't quite yet approve. Okay, let me get a little deeper. One thing that I want you to actually understand and really, really digest is that the qualities in the person that you seek, in the boss that you seek, the relationship that you seek, the family relationships that you seek, qualities that make you feel good about somebody else, the only way for you to recognize those qualities is if you yourself have those qualities. This is actually really good news for you. This is actually really good news for you, because that means that all those qualities that you seek in other people, like if you're a shy person and you like to hang out with people that are extroverted, the reality is that you actually have them. They're a part of your consciousness. They're just mirroring back to you those qualities that you already have within you. However, you have to still tap into them. And this is why the universe brings us people to mirror back to us the things, whether we admire them, those qualities, those belief systems, their way of thinking, or we don't admire them. The universe is going to attract to you a friend, a coworker, boss, and it's usually from a parent that is going to upset you in some sort of way. And that part that is upsetting, whatever it makes you feel, whether it's anger or whether it's some sort of fear, that part that is upsetting is because there is mirroring back to you something within you that still needs some healing. This is not always very, very easy to digest, because what we have is an ego that tells us that our problems are totally different, that we are alone, that we don't matter, that people don't care about us. Our problems are so much more bigger, or our problems are different, or nobody listens, right? We have an ego that creates separation, in other words. And so to understand that everybody is a mirror and the mirror effect happens at all times, it's something that at first, because we want to feel different, we reject. But the truth is that your healing, your happiness, your abundance is actually in the reflection of someone else. If you can learn to find that part of yourself that was a narcissist, that was angry, that is loving, right? That is kind. Why do you think that we hate sometimes on people that are just so kind? That's because there is a part of us that wants to be that kind, but we're still in resistance to that kindness, right? Why do you think that we hate on the know-it-all? We love to hate on the person that has more knowledge, right? First of all, this person is reflecting an aspect of you that you already have that you don't recognize within yourself. So that person is triggering the disapproval in yourself. And this is where the inner work comes in. This is why going to therapy is so important. This is why getting a life coach is so important. Because life coaches and therapists and any sort of energy worker or healer is going to help you to mirror back to you those pieces that you haven't been able to put together. Because all of that, all the triggers and all that mirroring lies in your subconscious. So you don't really quite have a full idea, because it's in your subconscious mind. It's a part of you that hasn't yet been owned, especially the part where we judge others or we disapprove of others' behaviors. We all possess all those ugly and beautiful parts. We come into a world of polarity, which means that we have the good and the bad and the ugly and the beautiful. And we are all part of this greater spectrum where all those parts we carry. On the positive side, if you have support around you, that means that you yourself feel supported. Therefore, they're only reflecting back on the outside what you already feel on the inside. Everything is a subconscious mirror of you, and everything is here to trigger you into understanding who you really are as a human and what you really have to do. And when we actually find those parts of ourselves that were judgmental, that were disapproving, that were in pain, we actually find that within other people, all of a sudden we create compassion. And we can't really judge anymore, because I see myself in that person that's suffering. I see myself in that person that is judging. And so, yeah, this is the little lesson on the mirror effect and why people trigger us. It's not an easy pill to swallow, but keep an open mind, and little by little, you're gonna start to see how people are just like you. The ugly parts, especially the ugly parts, and the amazing, beautiful parts that you carry. Okay, guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and catch me on my favorite socials, and leave me some comments, like and share the knowledge, and I'll catch you all next time. Mwah. Bye.